I recently went on a trip back to Indiana, and I thought the flight home was the perfect time to try traveling with my Steam Deck. I had the power of a portable PC in my carry-on, so I decided I'd pick up Horizon Zero Dawn so I could try doing some AAA gaming 30,000 feet in the air. Well, Indy, guess what? You're a dumb, stupid idiot, because you know what you did? You watched a 10-minute cutscene, got bored, and then played 3 hours of Floppy Knights instead. This trip taught me that the perfect games for the Steam Deck aren't the big open world games with hundreds of hours of gameplay. They're the small bite-sized indies that you can pick up and play anytime. If you got a Steam Deck and you're planning on traveling soon, and you're looking for suggestions, let me help you out here. Here are 5 games that are great for playing on the go, in no particular order. Don't have a Steam Deck? That's okay, you might find a game you'll love anyway. All these games are available on Steam, and a few are available on other platforms too. So even if you can't travel with your PC, you'll still be able to have lots of fun with them at home. Number 1. Floppy Knights. I feel like this was an obvious choice for the first game on the list. I told you I spent 3 hours playing this over Horizon, but I might as well say why, right? Floppy Knights is a strategy game similar to Fire Emblem, but with deck building elements. Imagine playing 3D chess with your Yu-Gi-Oh deck, but it's illustrated in Marlo Dobbs' gorgeous, colorful art style. Yeah, that's Floppy Knights. So why is this game so perfect for Steam Deck? It might be that I'm nostalgic for playing Fire Emblem and Advanced Wars on my Nintendo handhelds, but I'm pretty sure it's more than that. While I prefer this game on PC because it can be played completely with a mouse, the controls on the gamepad layout work great, and for added convenience, you can even use the touchscreen. On top of that, its art style pops on the deck's screen and lends itself great to the portable form factor. If you grew up on Nintendo handhelds and the strategy games on them, this is a must-have. Number 2. Dicey Dungeons. You might have noticed I mentioned Floppy Knights having amazing artwork multiple times. You might see some resemblance with this next game. Imagine Yahtzee with combat. Imagine D&D stripped to just the bare essentials. Imagine playing as dice. Now pair that with Terry Kavanagh's game design prowess, Marlo Dobbs' distinct storybook art style, and Chipsel's sax chiptune fusion soundtrack, and you've got Dicey Dungeons. Dicey Dungeons is the perfect fit for a pick-up-and-play game. Each trip through the dungeon is a unique, self-contained experience, and just short enough that you can get a few runs in on a flight. Just be sure to bring headphones, because you don't want to miss a beat of this amazing soundtrack. The gamepad controls are great, but the Steam Deck's touch controls are a blessing if you really want to speed through that combat. Dicey Dungeons is great. It's truly a game to die for. Number 3. Grapple Dog. Grapple Dog is a game that feels lost in time. It's a platformer with gorgeous, bright, pixel art that is reminiscent of some of the best sprite work of the Game Boy Advance and DS era, with a non-stop banger soundtrack that goes so hard it should be illegal. The long and short of it is that this feels like a game that I should have grown up with on my Nintendo handhelds, so it's an amazing fit for a modern handheld system. Its aesthetics are on point, the writing is fun, and the mobility in this game is the best I've ever seen from a 2D platformer. It's got level design and aesthetics that mirror the best bits of Yoshi's Island, the physics fun of a Sonic game, and the platforming mechanics up there with Super Mario Galaxy. Plus, the titular Grapple Dog, Pablo, and his friends make for a great cast to spend the game's runtime with. Get ready to have a blast. This is truly some of the most fun I've had with a game in a long time. Also, you can pet the dog. 10 out of 10. Number 4. Mini Motorways. Floppy Knights commanded my trip out of Seattle and into Indianapolis, but this next game took over my trip back. Has a game just ever so perfectly scratched your brain and delivered the perfect combo of relaxation and satisfaction? Let me introduce you to Mini Motorways. Mini Motorways is a simple game about traffic. You have homes, you have businesses, and you link them with roads. It sounds simple, but when you start adding traffic lights, roundabouts, and highways to your ever-expanding city, it goes from simple connect the dots to planning chaos. As soon as your cars fail to reach their destination in time, it's game over and you're back to square one. Every piece of this game is a joy, which isn't something I'd expect to say about a game about traffic. The little beeps and blips of Mini Motorways sound effects are like the calming sound of rain on the roof or laying next to a babbling brook. Even when things get hectic, it's never panic-inducing. You can stop the timer and figure out your next move at your own pace. Even its game overs are gentle. They never feel like lost progress, just, okay, time to start a new game. Each game of mini Motorways is fairly short from start to finish, so it's a great game to pick up and play. My only warning is keep an eye on the time. If you're like me, that one more game mentality may lead to you losing whole evenings to this peaceful traffic simulator. Number 5, EX-Zodiac. Maybe you'd like something a little more action-packed than traffic, and maybe a little bit more in space. Star Fox is an interesting series. I grew up on Star Fox 64, and it ended up being one of my favorite games of all time. When it came to playing the original Star Fox though, I had a hard time getting into it. After picking up a SNES copy at a flea market, I was disappointed at how choppy the frame rate was and how abstract the enemies were. It just couldn't hold a candle to the 64 reboot. In comes EX-Zodiac, the game that I wish Star Fox on SNES was. I got an early copy from the publisher Pixel Jam, and I feel like the luckiest person on earth. This game runs at a buttery smooth frame rate, making for slick gameplay, and its enemies and backgrounds are low poly, but they're still a joy to take in rather than an eyesore. And it even takes its own spin on the Star Fox formula with new lock-on missiles and some cyberspace bonus stages. I mean, honestly, I think that's all I really need to sell this game. It's a gorgeous, smooth, fun take on Star Fox. That's it. That's all you need to know. Even though the original 64 Star Fox was the one I grew up on, I spent countless hours with Star Fox Command and the 3DS remake of Star Fox 64. Fuzzy critters piloting spacecraft just feels right at home on portable consoles, and EX-Zodiac is no exception to that. If you're watching this before July 21st, 2022, go download the demo and wishlist this game now. If you're late and it's out now, just go play it. So here we are. 5 amazing games for when you travel with your Steam Deck. Thing is, when writing this, I had a list of over 20 games and counting that are perfect for the Steam Deck. Coming down the pipeline are videos for the perfect action, adventure, rhythm, and puzzle games, just to name a few. If there's a game that you love on deck that wasn't on this list, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to feature it in a future video. Want to make sure you don't miss those videos when they drop? Then that subscribe button might help you a little bit. No pressure though. You can also check out my Twitch channel where I share more of my favorite games with you. Thanks so much for watching my video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!